Hey guys, Aries here, long time no see. This is patch 6.13, and yeah, so I'm just going to quickly go over some of the item changes, but basically this patch is Ryze's OP, Tom Kench's OP, Healy, Shieldy, utility supports, the supports that I play, are OP. So this means Soraka buffs. Now I am between the top 10,000 and 5,000 Sorakas globally, and having a Soraka buff it's an indirect Soraka buff, and I'll get to that in a second, but it's really nice. I play a lot of, Soraka, Zyra, Karma, Janna, Nami, Lulu, Sona, and they've all been buffed a little bit. Lulu's been changed a little bit. Basically, Riot saying we're going to force the meta so that Lulu solo lane is never going to be a thing again. And what they did is kind of pulled back the damage on her Q and gave it more utility. Better for support. Okay, so we're going to go here, we're going to type in 4. We're going to look at that! 10% heal and shield power. We go bam, we look bam. Okay, no, it's not on there. Where is it? Aha! So it's a stat now. You know what that means? These stack. That means you get 1, 2, 3. That's 10. 25, 40. You get 40% bonus healing and shielding power, potentially. That's insane! That's like fantastic, because why did you build AP on Lulu as a solo laner? Why would you build, way back when, AP on Soraka as a solo laner? Why do you go into ARAMs and build AP on Sona? Why do you like playing solo lane Karma, building AP? So you get bigger shields, bigger heals. You don't need that on AP anymore. You get that off of your utility items. Instead of building Morellonomicon or something like that on Karma or Athenes for whatever reason, to get that extra AP to make your shields hit 10 or 15% harder, or I guess worth, not really hit because it's whatever, you can build Mikhails and you get that added value now. That's insane. That's crazy good. So yeah, that's just really, really powerful. And you can, not really on Lulu because her damage has been gutted, but you can build AP on them and then pick up an Ardent Sensor anyways. And now you have the AP ratio on your shield, and you get the heal and shield power. And, come on, you get the bonus on Windspeaker's Blessing. That's another 10%. Your shields, if you get all of the items that you can that give that, will be shielding and healing an extra 50%. That's a third buff. Like, just on top of these items that we've already had in the game. So these are big buffs that are coming through for Healy and Shieldy supports. Now, the only downside to this is, when are you really going to get Ardent Sensor? When it's really Lucian, Ezreal, oh, those are the big ones. But it's, your caster marksman. So you don't really use attack speed anymore. Or like MF, where she doesn't really care about attack speed. Like, yeah, it's nice, but she's more worried about the pen build. But then again, if they're not building attack speed, maybe giving them attack speed's fine. But it's more for the magic damage on hit, I guess. So yeah, Ardent Sensor, Mikhail's Crucible, even Forbidden Idol, they are very, 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 very good right now. And if you are a offensive kind of utility support, like Karma, where she can deal a lot of damage while shielding people, or Sona, where she can deal a lot of damage while healing and shielding people, you can go Athene's Ardent Sensor, get 30% CDR, get a pretty decent amount of magic resist. I think it's between 25 and 40. See, it's 25. So you can, like for Sona, for instance, you can power chord your Q, basic attack, deal a bunch of damage, shield your ally, get the, what's it called, premit, or blood charge. You can expel your blood charges on them for another heal, while healing and shielding, while benefiting the Ardent Sensor with the extra 15% heal and shield power. It's going to apply to both of those while applying the Windspeaker's Blessing to give your ally defenses, while improving their attack speed and giving them 30 magic damage on hit. Like, that's pretty good. So I can see, and then we're getting to the other big awesome item, Talisman of Ascension, which now builds out of Raptor's Cloak, which means you get move speed, you get armor. That's fantastic in a duo lane. Why? Because you're against the primary physical damage dealer. That's insane. 45 armor is a hell of a lot. So, and you get CDR off of your Nomad's Medallion, and 5% CDR off of Ancient Coin. So at least for Soraka, you're not going to be going Spell Thieves anymore. I probably still will go Spell Thieves in solo queue for most of it, and then just sell it for Nomad's Medallion once the mid-game starts. We're back to that meta, so we're no longer getting Frost Queens, or what's it called? Eye of the Watchers, or whatever it was called. I think it was Eye of the Watchers. We're going to be getting Talisman. So now we're getting armor. We're going to be going Athenes or Mikhails, whichever one you need. If you don't need the CC breaker, go Athenes. If you need the cleanse, go Mikhails. There's also another heal, which if you have Talisman, works even better. So I think it's going to be something along the lines of Talisman, Sightstone, Chalice item, Ardent Sensor, end the game. Lock it. So it's going to be 4 or 5 actives with Ruby Sightstone, which if we look at the new Ruby Sightstone, its activated item cooldown has been increased by 10%. It's a 20% reduction. Fantastic. On someone like Soraka, it makes your 6th item, Zerat Portal Buy, even better because its active is on such a low cooldown now. So, yeah, I guess I'll just throw together a really fast Soraka item set, something that I would be looking at buying. So we would want to be looking at something like, let's see, so we have 10% off that, we'll get 10% off this, then we'll be looking at getting, I don't like getting Ardent Sensor on Soraka, honestly. It's not the greatest, because it's a lot to do with your ADC, and I'd rather have Frozen Heart, honestly. Yeah, just because that helps your team more globally than just buffing your carry, but, whatever. So now we're at 30%, and then we'll be looking at getting Locket, which is 40%. But now we can also opt out of those and end up getting Swifties. We don't really need Mobies anymore, because we look at this and it gives us the move speed by towers, so we're going to get back to lane anyways. The only thing is it's going to make, you can also get Swifties, so I guess I'll just put that as situational. So, bam, and then your boot choices are 1, 2, 3. Obviously, you can get Mercs, you can get Tabbies, you can even get Sorks if you feel like it, but you only have 2 damaging abilities, your Q and your E, and your Q is mainly used to get that rejuvenation passive on the heal to make your heals more powerful. So those are the boots that you can get, 10, 20, 30, then we're looking at a 40%, so then we'll maybe look at this, yeah, I guess. So now we're looking at 6 items, and then obviously if you don't want the Mikhails, which I probably wouldn't get anyways, because this already gives you mana regen. If you need the CC breaker, I think it's going to be a trade-up between Ardent Sensor and Mikhails, honestly. I don't think having both of them is necessary. And you're never going to get this much gold as a support. But if it comes to this, I'd say choose one or the other. If your carry is super fed, and you can teamfight pretty well, I would end up getting both. If it turns out you can't really teamfight particularly well and your ADC is kind of derpy, I would swap out one of these. So if you want the defense, go for the 35 magic resist, because you're already getting MR and health off of the Solari. And if your jungler can get Locket, have them do it, because you're better off not getting HP as Soraka. You'll be able to heal, well, not heal more, but it makes your Q more worthwhile if landed on an enemy, because your heals are require less HP because it's 10% of your maximum, and your Q's heal that it returns to you, the regen it provides, scales with AP, not max percent HP. So the health actually does worse for you. You still stay alive longer because you have more HP if someone hits you, but if you land your Q, it's not as great with more HP, but still, if someone else can get a locket, it's fine. That allows you to get something else. But I think it's going to be a trade-up between Mikhail's and Ardent Sensor, but the extra shielding and healing it provides is pretty good. So, and mana regen, which is also why you don't really need the Mikhail's, because you're getting mana regen, you're probably running mana regen off your masteries, and maybe swap out one of those. But I'll still show it, because it's still good. So I guess I'll just put on all of the items you can, and I'm sorry if you can hear the phone. So there's that. So this is kind of your items that you can be looking at getting. And now this also has Point Runner, this has Point Runner, so it's not that great. But the thing about this that makes it fine, and again, maybe you'd want to swap out Talisman, and but you'd still want the sights done. So yeah, maybe you don't get Zerat anymore on Soraka because Talisman is like Talisman and Locket or Talisman and Mikhail's basically give you the stats of a Zerat without the active. So if you want a team fight, maybe you wouldn't get Zerat Portal. Maybe you go these items instead. But then if you were more of a split pushing sort of team, you wouldn't get the Locket, you go Banner, you get Zerat, you wouldn't get Talisman, you would instead get maybe get Eye of the Watchers or something like that. Because if it's a split pushing one, do you need the Talisman active? Would you want the Frost Queen's Claim active? And those are just kind of the things that I'm thinking about when trying to theory craft a build like this. But, you know, what else is good on Soraka? Basically items that give you health and armor and magic resist. You don't want to be getting health on Soraka. You don't go Spear of Visage, Warmogs if your heals are costing 10% of your max HP. It doesn't make any sense to stack the health. Stack armor, magic resist, and make your limited health pool last longer because you're getting a lot of health regen off of your items. You're getting a lot of health regen off of your Q, and you get health back on your ultimate. So yeah. And this is also pretty good because you get 30% of your max health back. Well, what is that? That's 3 extra heals you get. So it's pretty good. And it's armor and magic resist, which makes that 30% health last longer. But the first 6 items, I'd say, are pretty much what you would always be getting now on almost all of your supports. Healy and shieldy supports, like your utility supports. And then any of these boots. Now, if you're getting these 4 for your CDR, obviously you don't get CDR boots, get Mobies. And then at the end, if you need to swap out boots for something else, you'd swap out boots for maybe like a GA, maybe a Zerat, even though, you know, you're missing out on the Point Runner, you're losing that value off the item. If you need that, go for it. Go GA, it's good on Soraka. Other champs might want to get something like a Ludens, just because it gives you an AP ratio and it gives you a little bit of damage. Or some other AP kind of item. I'm just thinking, like, if I was Karma and it was a super endgame, what would I get? Honestly, at that point, you'd probably just want to get a Liandry's on anybody, because you're not building damage anyways, so you're playing off of your opponent's percent health, which is what Liandry scales off of. Now, I would never get Liandry's on Soraka, because it doesn't make any sense on her, but on someone like Karma, Zyra, I would like to do that. Maybe, not really Janna. Janna wants a little bit more utility, so this would be the perfect Janna build, and you would never deviate from this, unless you're going kill lane, and yeah, Talisman is really strong right now. Yeah, someone like Sona, I would still go something like Lichbane and throw that in the mix if you don't want to get like a Mikhail's, or if you can't get a Mikhail's, or if you just don't feel like getting Mikhail's, or Mikhail's doesn't really do anything. But the first 6 items are what you want. The Zerat and the Guardian Angel, they are situational. They're more for Soraka. And then the boots, you know, just go off of what you want. If you end up going Liandry's, or if you end up picking up a Liandry's, sell the Swifties or the Mobies for the Sorks. It's going to make the spell burn more effective. so that's more useful. And you can always end up swapping out the Talisman for the Frost Queen's Claim. Now I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it'll synergize with the Liandry's because you'll slow them, and then you'll hit them with a spell, and it's going to deal 12%. So, yeah, that's where the game's at now. So ban Rise, ban Tahm Kench, utility supports are insanely powerful right now, and even Alistar, like, this build works on Alistar. The only thing is maybe you'd want to not get them kills and pick up something else. Only downside is if you get Frozen Heart on these, you'll be 10% above CDR. But don't really worry about that. It's alright being a little bit above the CDR if you need the Aura attack speed debuff. But that's going to be it for this video. Just a little bit of stuff, I'm excited for with the 6.13 patch. Soraka main, utility support. And these are pretty nice buffs. They're small, but they have big impact if you know how to use them properly. So yeah, let me know what kind of things you're going to be building or trying, or troll builds. Are you going Talisman on Singed? Are you going Talisman on like people who don't typically go Talisman, because now it gives you CDR, health regen, mana regen, bonus gold if you miss a minion. In team fights, even if you start grouping in the mid game and you're not someone who needs farm, if you're a tanky top laner or a tanky jungler and you just have to stay with your team right now, are you picking up a Talisman? Because it gives you point runner, it gives you move speed, it gives you all these regen stats, it gives you CDR, it gives you armor. Like, they're really strong. We can be seeing non-supports pick up Talisman now, and it's gonna be stupid. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.